What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode. I'm your host, Disco, and today we're going to be talking about the 2024 election. And I know again and again and again, we keep talking about the 2024 election, but we never really considered what a rematch would look like. Now we've talked about a dream scenario, but we've never talked about a what a possible rematch could be. Now, according to a recent poll from CNN, Americans have little appetite for Biden-Trump rematch in 2024. Trump has already announced his 2024 run for office. He lost in 2020. Now he's vying for it. I think Grover Cleveland was the only other president that won a term, lost the term, and then won another term. So two non-consecutive terms. So yeah, he's eligible for that. And then but Biden hasn't formally officially announced that he's running for president for 2024, although that is highly likely since he is the favorite. But all in all, let's look at what a possible Trump Biden rematch would look like. Now I'm going to place my mic down. Now, this is what it would look like. Trump. Okay, my stuff wasn't working. My stuff is still not working. Now, for this scenario, we're not going to include vice presidential candidates into the equation. Now, vice presidential candidates have impacted presidential elections before, most notably 2008 when John McCain chose Sarah Palin, who at the time was thought to be an extremist, when McCain was much more moderate to appeal to that side of the aisle. And that ended up backfiring since Palin was such a horrible candidate. Well, is a horrible candidate. Now, what about some solid states for the Biden campaign? Well, that would be Washington, Oregon, California. I'm going to include Colorado in this scenario. Hawaii, Maryland, Rhode Island, the District of Columbia, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, Maine's first congressional district, New York, and Illinois. Now, what about for Trump? That'd be Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska at large, Nebraska's first and third congressional districts, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West and West Virginia, along with Indiana. Now, what about now? These all the only one that Biden flipped over that makes because he won how many electoral votes that were solid for him? He won 183 solid votes. So it'd just be Colorado with 8 more votes. But what about for likely states for the Biden campaign? That'd be Maine at large, New Hampshire. Oh, by the way, what would be for Trump? He won 106. He would win 100 and he would leave 87, 106. He actually would be losing votes. Okay, so what would be happening? The Maine at large. My apologies. Virginia, New Mexico, Minnesota and Nebraska's second congressional district. People said that Nebraska's second congressional district would go lean for Biden. I disagree with them. I disagree because Nebraska's turning more and more to the left. In a neutral wave year, they nearly elected a Democrat for the House of Representatives in that district, and that's with the gerrymandering involved. So we could expect a shift towards the left a bit more. What about for likely states? Well, Maine's second congressional district for Trump, South Carolina, Florida, Mississippi, Missouri, Iowa, Ohio, Kansas, Montana, and Alaska. Now, the states that make sense is Iowa, Ohio, South Carolina, and Alaska. The other states are Kansas, Missouri, that would be shock surprise. Oh, we shifted a bit more to the left. Makes sense. Montana, it will be following the same trajectory as Kansas and Missouri. Sorry, I'm out of breath for some reason. For Mississippi, that'd be a shock considering that Mississippi Trump won it by 16.5 points, and Obama Romney won the state by 11.5, and then McCain won it by 13.2. It has a track record for being likely in one of those weird states that is like, hey, we're fine with voting for a Democrat even though we're hardline conservatives. So it wouldn't surprise me if that happened because Trump can alienate a lot of people. For but why Florida? Well, Florida in the gubernatorial election swung heavily to the right. I mean, DeSantis won his election by nearly 20 points. For the first time, a Democrat did not receive over 40% of the vote. Hold on. Yeah, for the first time, a Democrat did not receive over 40% of the vote in a long time. And so that says something about Florida. And along with the and to make sure it wasn't a fluke, that it wasn't just that election, Marco Rubio, the incumbent senator, also won his reelection by 16 points. So it says a lot about Florida, saying that yeah, we're trending more and more to the right, even though there's these massive protests protesting against them. So what about some lean states? That would be Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Georgia, and Arizona. With that, Biden crosses the 270 path. Crosses 270, and he would be reelected as the 46th president of the United States. These three states make sense. Why though? But they would be with bigger margins. Georgia, same thing. Arizona, same thing. North Carolina would flip for the first time since 2008, making it quite a long time. Sorry, I'm hearing something. I'm hearing shit. I'm sorry, guys, but I thought I heard something. I'm gonna try and keep this PG. For lean states, it'd be Texas. Even with the voter regulations and even with the even with voting discrimination happening in the state, I think that it would still outweigh the electoral vote. Yeah, they elected Greg Abbott, but he was the incumbent. Incumbents always have the advantage. So with Biden having the advantage of being an incumbent, he will be more likely to be reelected. Therefore, more incentive. For our final state, Nevada, that will actually go to the Biden campaign with a tilt margin. Now, Nevada is shifting more and more towards the right. Now, it doesn't. Let's look at past elections. Let's look at 2000. That's where we were basically split evenly. Now, Nevada has swung to the left, apparently, here. But if you look, by 2000, it was only 5 points, less than 5 points, and then 10 points. That was a blue wave year. And between 2016 and 2020, it has shifted to the right by 0.027. It's not much, but it's enough to make a bit of a difference. So, yes, we do understand that. Yes, they reelected their senator, but it was with a plurality vote. And then they now have a Republican governor with a plurality vote, and they reelected and they elected Biden with a majority vote actually. So it was better than Clinton's. So that's what I think. Based off early data. I do not have enough data to make a definitive answer yet, but we can always make predictions about the futures because, like the YouTube channel Let's Talk Elections has stated before that the earlier predictions tend to be more accurate than the later predictions. And with this 2024 election being a presidential year, the polls will most likely swing for Democrats, but then actually swing more for the Republicans. That seems to be the trend. Is that during midterms they tend to favor more Republicans, but then actually the results tend to favor Democrats. With presidential elections, it tends to be polls favor Democrats, but then the actual results favor Republicans. So we'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit that like. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and and please comment down on anything that you would like answered. So thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you all next time.